Nurse Goosling, would you come in here for a moment?
Yes, Mother Goose. Dr. Goose.
Nurse Goosling.
I'm sorry, I just get so confused. I don't know what to call you anymore.
It's really quite simple, Nurse Goosling. Here in the clinic, I'm Dr. Goose. When you see me anywhere else in Nurseryland, I'm Mother Goose.
Life around here is so complicated. Not like it was in the old days.
Times change, even in Nurseryland. But you must admit, the so-called good old days weren't all that great. Fairy tales may end with everyone living happily ever after, but that's never been the case with nursery rhymes. With all the potential lawsuits and pressure from the head honchos in the storybook land, we had to become proactive and open up this clinic.
Is that why you went to medical school and became a doctor?
That's right. There's just too many freak accidents around here. Something had to be done. Either we change the way we do things here in Nurseryland, or we'll become quaint footnotes in the history of children's literature. Then kids will have to learn their rhymes from rappers and pop singers. Have you made your rounds this morning?
Yes, Dr. Goose. The patients have had their breakfast and are ready for you to visit them. There was one problem, though.
Problem?
With little Miss Muffet. I brought in her breakfast and she went hostile on me. She heaved her raisin and cinnamon oatmeal across the room and started slapping at herself, screaming that hairy things were crawling all over her. Then she jumped out of bed and started stamping on her raisins, screaming, Die, you 8-legged hairball. Freaked me out.
I was afraid of something like that might happen. Oatmeal was too much like curds and whey. It triggered her post-traumatic stress syndrome, causing her to flash back to that unfortunate episode with the spider. We're not here to judge our patients, Nurse Goosling, only to relieve their suffering as best as we can. Now, could you please file these charts? I'm expecting a visitor later this morning. I want everything to be in order.
Visitor?
Yes, Dr. Shivago, Chief Medical Officer from the Storybook Land Medical Center, is coming by for an inspection.
Inspection?
You can't understand why nursery rhyme characters aren't living happily ever after. Insurance companies want to close down all neighborhood clinics and transfer all our patients to the main Storybook Land facility.
Oh no, they can't do that.
Yes, they can. That's why I want to make an especially good impression on Dr. Shivago.
You can count on me, Mother Goose. Dr. Goose. Oh dear, there I go again.
I'm going to treat a few of our outpatients. Let me know when Dr. Juab arrives.
Yes, Doctor.
Hello, Aunt Junior. How's Bessie's cat today?
Fine, Doc, fine. Bessie's daughter is attending the Nurseryland interview on a hydro scholarship.
I meant her leg.
Oh, poorly, Doc, poorly. Bad habits are tough to break.
Still jumping over the moon, is she?
Yep, and she ain't so sprightly as she used to be. Papa and my pa, McDonald Sr. thought it was right amusing to see a cow jump over the moon. Made his old hound dog laugh so hard he about to bust together. That was many moons ago. And old Bessie just ain't got into her no more. But is great. She can't help but take a flying leap when the moon's full.
Yes, old MacDonald had a warped sense of humor. Never knew what was going to happen next on his farm.
You said it, Doc. The time before last of old Bessie took to the air, almost pricked her on the point of a star. Nearly gave a whole new meaning to the Milky Way. I even tried tying an anchor to her tail, but she took it with her and got hung up in the moon's earlobe.
There, Bessie, how does that feel now? What do you expect? I told you to stay off it, didn't I?
Ooh.
If you keep aggravating that injury.
Nothing. Not another mention aggravating me.
I may have to put you in traction.
Moo.
And if you're in traction, you won't be able to graze in the meadow. I'll have to feed you long clippings.
Moo.
It's still just a pulled muscle, but you gotta keep it wrapped. Readjust the bandage every 8 hours or so and keep rubbing in that limit I gave you last time. It will help keep the muscle relaxed and warm.
Whatever you say.
Bessie, no more jumping over the moon. Leave that to the young calves.
Moo.
That about wraps up old Bessie. How's your cat's violin elbow?
It's, I've been giving that poor cat that she just won't sell that field, and I'm as understanding as the next man, Doc, but I can't tell you why. It just ain't natural for them to put that cat to play the fiddle. But what with them catgut strings off that and all, it's like a pig eating pork chops. What the body do?
Then again, her rendition of Turkey on the Straw shows remarkable sensitivity and insight.
I prefer the banjo myself.
Well, if you bring her in if her sore elbow flares up again, no more vivalati, too many notes.
I will, Doc. Thanks a heap.
My pleasure.
Come on now, Bessie.
That old Big Daniel sure had a farm. E-I-E-I-O. Hello, do I know you?
Oh, Dr. Goose, you've got to help me. I'm desperate.
I'm having a little trouble placing your face.
I was in here just last week.
You were? Why don't I recognize you?
I'm the Crooked Man.
Crooked Man?
Yes, I live in the Crooked House about a crooked mile from here.
Of course, now I remember. I gave you that chiropractic treatment, straighten you out. You look great, straight as an arrow. I must say, I didn't expect much success after only one treatment. What can I do for you?
I want you to change me back.
Change you back?
I want to be crooked again.
You're kidding. Why would you want to be crooked again?
It's just awful. First of all, being so straight now, I can't bend in either direction. I haven't been able to tie my crooked shoes all week, which is just as well because my straight feet don't fit in crooked shoes anymore. I found a crooked sixpence against a crooked stile and couldn't pick it up. A crooked cat won't speak to me, and the crooked mouse ran away.
I told you that your life may need some readjustment.
I want my body readjusted. Who's going to read a story about an uncrooked man who lives in a crooked house? The meter of my rhyme is all messed up. If I can't get in my story to rhyme, I'll be evicted from nursery land.
Well, I can't very well make you crooked again. It wouldn't be ethical.
I'm going crazy. Now that I'm tall and straight, I've discovered I'm afraid of heights. I keep bumping my head on the crooked ceiling. I keep spilling food out of my crooked spoon. I can't even eat curly fries.
I wish there was something I could do.
If you don't help me, I'll do something desperate.
You don't mean.
Yes, I'll crawl inside an accordion and let someone play Fight for the Bumblebee until I'm crooked again.
You can't do it. It's not scientific.
I don't care. I've got to be the way I was before. Please. I'm begging you.
Well, all right, if you're sure you'll be happier.
I promise now that I know the alternative, I'll never complain about being crooked again.
All right then, lie down on the bench. It goes against my nature, but I've got to do it. This might be a little uncomfortable.
Try wearing crooked underwear for a week and tell me about uncomfortable.
Here goes. Exhale.
Not if I live for 100 crooked years.
I'm glad you're happy.
You bet I am. I could walk with my knees for joy. Goodbye, Dr. Goose.
Goodbye, Cricket Man.
Thank you again. Ow. Oh no, I'm straight again. Dr. Goose, come quick.
What is it, Willie?
There is something wrong with the old man.
Which old man?
You know, the one who plays knick-knack on his thumb and then gives his dog a bone before rolling home.
What happened?
Well, last night I was running upstairs and downstairs in my nightgown, the way I usually do, and around 8 o'clock I made my rounds through the town, checking to see if the children were in their beds.
You're lucky you got such an easy community service assignment. We really winky. Next time you might go to jail. Being made of snakes and snails and a puppy dog tails is not a legitimate defense for baking 24 blackbirds in a pie.
Anyway, I went up to this old man's house, and he was snoring like crazy, shook the rafters.
Oh, is that all? It's all right. I made an appointment to repair his debated septum. The whole town is chipping in to pay for it.
And it's good too. His snoring was so bad, Simple Simon stuck pennies in his ears and put a bucket on his head.
I'll have to talk to that boy. Something of a moron, but his heart is in the right place.
Then we had that big storm last night. It was raining and pouring, and still the old man was snoring. right through the thunder and lightning and everything.
Thought that storm sounded a little strange.
So I went by his house in the morning, and he still hadn't done that yet.
How curious.
It was nearly 8. He still hasn't played knick-knack on his gate. And you know how he always does that.
This could be serious. Anything else?
I rapped at his window and pried through the lock, but he still wouldn't get up.
You did the right thing coming to me, Willie.
I think he might have bumped his head on the headboard of his new waterbed.
I'll bet you're right. I told him he was too old for a waterbed, but he wouldn't listen. Said it reminded him of his early days floating up in a teacup with the baker and the candlestick maker.
What are you going to do?
Sounds like a house call to me, Willie. Let me get my bag and we'll go right over to his house. There's Gosling. Come here, please.
Yes, Mother Goose, Dr. Goose.
I have a house call to make.
A house call?
It's one of the things that make having a neighborhood clinic superior to a big city medical center. Watch the clinic while I'm gone, will you?
You're leaving me alone with all these sick people?
I'm sure you'll be able to handle it. Dr. Juab wouldn't be here until later, but if she arrives early for the inspection, page me. Lead the way, wee Willie Winky.
Right.
Oh dear, whatever shall I do? Oh no, another emergency. What shall I do? Oh, help. I know I'll fill out a chart. I know how to do that. Excuse me, young man. I have some questions to ask you before Dr. Goose sees you. We won't get very far at this rate. Calm down, young man. Calm down. That's better. Last name, first name, middle name.
Nimblejack B.
Nimblejack B. I see, and who is your insurance carrier?
Fireman's Insurance.
All right, and what seems to be the trouble?
I burned my derriere.
You burned your what? Speak up.
My rear end.
Oh, dear.
Where's Dr. Goose?
Dr. Goose is away on a house call, but she instructed me to take over in her absence.
I'm not bearing my keys to anyone but Dr. Goose.
Mr. Nibble, I am a nurse. I've seen more bottoms than I care to remember.
I don't care. I want to see Dr. Goose.
She's not here.
Wah!
Here we go again, Jack.
Wah!
Jack!
Wah!
Jack!
What?
How did you manage to sustain such an injury?
Well, I'm going to be a Hollywood stuntman someday, so I'm in training. I saw a movie where this guy is in an incident in an ancient Peruvian tomb, and everything is on fire, even the floor. Jets of flame are shooting up all over the place, and he runs and jumps over them. It was really cool.
Sounds like nonsense to me.
No, it was great, and I thought to myself, that doesn't look so hard. So I put a candle on the floor and lit it, then I backed up to the wall, got a good head start.
Oh no.
Then I took off. I was barreling across the room at about 90 miles per an hour when the clock struck 1 and a mouse ran down the clock right into my path. I swerved to miss him, but I just wasn't quick enough, I guess.
You mean?
That was one mouse whose clock claiming days are over.
Oh dear.
Then I lost my balance, tripped, and landed right on the candle.
Right on the candle?
It came as a shock, I can tell you.
You're lucky your clothes didn't catch on fire.
The flame went out the second I knocked over the candle, but you see,
the hot wax.
Wah!
Hot waxed your caboose.
Wah!
Soaked right through your pants and burned you.
Yeah, wah!
And you won't let me take a look at it?
No, and the worst of all was on my way over here, a street vendor tried to sell me some hot cross buns.
Sounds like your pride is hurt. Worse than your gluteus maximus.
I guess I just won't specialize in fire stunts. But I'm working on another one. It's a high fall.
Mr. Nimble,
There's supposed to be this baby in a cradle at the top of a tree, see? Because someone thinks the wind could rock the baby to sleep.
what ludicrous notion.
So the kid played by me is at the top of the tree, and the wind is blowing.
Woo!
And the branches are swaying. When the branches holding the cradle gives away.
No one in their right mind would leave a baby in a tree.
The cradle is dangling from a broken branch by when the thread. I'm falling out of the crib, clutching a blankie or something when the bough breaks. The cradle falls, I grab another branch, holding on for dear life, or another gust of wind comes up. Whoosh! I lose my grip and plummet down through the branches. Clunk, 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 crashing to the ground.
What are you going to land on?
What do you mean?
How are you going to break your fall?
I haven't worked that part out yet.
This is the kind of thing that would only happen in Nurseryland. I wish Dr. Goose were here. She'd know how to knock some sense in your noggin.
Well, I better be off. I'm feeling better now.
You are?
Yeah, the idea of my next step must have cured me.
But I've already started your chart.
That's not my problem.
Are you sure you're all right?
Sure, stuntmen are tough. Besides, I'm in training.
I'll save this chart. I have a feeling you'll be back soon.
See you in the movies.
That boy should change his name from Nimble to Numbskull. Oh, hello, Mrs. Sprat. How are you today?
Fine, thank you, Nurse Gosling. Where's Dr. Goose?
She had to make an emergency house call, but I'm expecting her back anytime. Won't you have a seat? We'll begin the nutrition support and exercise group in just a minute.
Has anyone else come yet?
No, you're the first.
Maybe we should have time for a trip to the snack bar. I'm starving.
Sure, we ate before we came.
I'm hungry again.
It's because of that health food you eat. It doesn't stick to your ribs.
Alfalfa sprouts are better than greasy burgers any day.
I'll be right back in. I'm just going to file this chart.
See what you've done? You've embarrassed the nurse with your bitterly.
I get cranky when I'm hungry.
You let the platter clean.
I want some more tofu couscous.
Why, hello, Mr. Spratt, Mrs. Spratt. Hello, Polly.
Did you bring anything to eat?
No, I'm sorry, just a pot of tea.
That's all you ever bring.
Tea is the most social beverage of all, but the best way to make a friend is to offer her a cup of hot tea. That's true.
Unsalted rice cakes with nutritional yeast seems friendly to me.
And the variety of teas is simply endless. There's your basic black tea, orange pekoe tea, Earl Grey tea, chamomile tea, peppermint leaf tea, hibiscus tea. Here she goes. Rose hips tea, raspberry tea, chicory root tea, chai tea, ginger root tea, safflower petal tea, wild cherry bark tea.
There's no stopping her.
And there are so many ways to serve it. There's hot tea, iced tea, sun tea, clover tea, tea bags, caffeine tea, decaf tea. Only one thing can shut her up.
You're right. You're right. Polly put the kettle on. Polly put the kettle on. Polly put the kettle on. We all have tea.
You will? How very nice. I just happen to have a thermos of the eucalyptus leaf tea. Very good for the sinuses.
At least it's something. I'm Spanish.
Tea is so civilized. It's my life.
We know.
All rise for the Queen of Hearts.
Thank you. Wait. How very kind of you, but completely unnecessary. At this clinic, we are all equals. We each have our secret obsessions with the food, and Dr. Goose is helping us back on the road to recovery.
Every time she opens her mouth, she makes a speech.
Where is Dr. Goose anyway?
She's on a house call. I think we should just start without her.
Yes, I've got to get home and get something to eat. Peter Pumpkin Eater has given me a recipe for dry roasted pumpkin seeds in oat bran batter.
And I have a leg of lamb roasting.
It's probably swimming in cholesterol and trans fat.
I don't care. I like leg of lamb. Better not let little Bo Peep hear that. She lost her sheep again and doesn't know where to find them.
Just this morning I saw that Mary had a little lamb. Maybe it's Bo Peep's.
No, she was watching it from Englewood. He was working 2 day jobs. He has a night job as a security guard. Sleeps under the haystack. Poor boy.
Well, this leg of lamb doesn't belong to Bo Peep, Mary, or Boy Blue. I got it at the market.
Enough talk about food. Let's get on with the session.
We can't very well have a nutrition lesson without Dr. Goose to lecture us. Does anyone have anything they want to share?
I do.
Go ahead. You're among friends.
All right. I'm the Queen of Hearts, and I'm a sugar fan.
Hello, Queen.
Hello, Queen.
Hello, Queen.
As you know, my need of sugar has been controlling my life for a long time. It started when I was a child, when my father, Old King Cole, taught me how to add sugar to my already sugary breakfast cereal. Said it would make me a merry old soul. As a young princess, I used to hire Jack Honor and Bobby Chabot to go trick-or-treating with me. When I got married, I had the entire wedding cake. All the guests were furious, but I just can't stop eating sweets.
There, would you like some eucalyptus sweet tea?
Yes, please. With honey and 6 lumps of sugar. Oh no! See how it happens? My husband tried to cure me of it. Hired Weaver Leaky to bake 420 blackbirds in a pie. Blackbirds are no replacement for lemon meringue, I tell you. And have a deep revolution to eating birds while they're still singing.
I can understand that.
The other day, I made some cherry tarts. Some knaves sold them before I eat them. I suppose he did me a favor, but if I get my hands on him, I'll break his scrawny little neck.
Wow, you're even crankier than I am.
And that little shrimp, Jack Honor, who helped me started on sugar in the first place, keeps sending me plum pies with all the plums missing. He sticks his thumb and pulls them all out. The creep. Calm yourself. I can't help it. I need sugar. I can't help it. I need sugar or else I'll go nuts. I tried artificial sweeteners. Saccharin at Solarmate. Spelta, but it's just not the same.
There's always carob instead of chocolate.
Don't you think I've tried that? Wait. Never.
Is there anything we can do?
I can't. Just telling my story helps.
Maybe Dr. Goose can do something for you.
I hope so. Otherwise, we'll have to go to Storybook Land Medical Center and see a specialist. I can't face the paparazzi scandal. It would ruin me. Ugh. Oh, whoa.
Oh, maybe we should move on to the exercise portion of our session.
I agree. If we wait too long, the tea will get cold. Nurse Gosling. Nurse Gosling.
Ready for your aerobic workout?
Let's get moving.
All right, then. Everyone get in line. All right, now here we go.
1, 2, buckle my shoes. 3, 4, sharpen rope. 5, 6, pick up 6.
Well, that wasn't so bad. It wasn't so good either. I hope Dr. Goose will be back soon. Oh, there you are.
Anything happen while I was away?
Not much. A couple of walk-ins and your nutrition support group.
You handled everything?
Of course, I'm a professional. We don't need any big-time medical centers telling us how to take care of our own, do we?
That's what I hope. Dr. Shirato will say when she gets here for the inspection. I'm proud of you, Nurse Gosling. Well, I'm back now, so you can take a break.
That's a relief. Well, I guess I'll freshen up.
Good idea. Maybe now I can get things ready for Dr. Shirato's visit. Come in.
Is this Nurseryland Clinic?
Yes, come in, won't you?
I need to see the dog.
I'm Dr. Goose. What's your name?
I'd rather not say.
You tell me it's confidential.
You can call me, Blondie Girls.
Blondie Girls?
Yeah, I've got a problem.
Do you want to tell me about it?
It's all confidential?
Professional ethics.
All right. I'm not from around here.
I know. I'm familiar with everyone in Mercyland, and I don't recognize you.
I'm from the fairy tale forest.
Then why don't you see Dr. Seuss? He's got a neighborhood clinic like ours in Fairy Tale Land.
I don't want it to get around. You know about my problem?
embarrassing?
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Well, it started when I ran away from home.
Prescription for disaster.
Yeah, I know. It's the same old wicked stepmother thing, you know?
There are an awful lot of dysfunctional families in fairy tale land. It's a miracle there are so many happy endings.
So anyway, I'm tramping through the forest and I come across this house. No one's there. By the time I'm starting to get hungry, I see 3 bowls of porridge on the table. I think to myself, Blondie, this is your lucky day. I stick my nail file in the lock, fiddle around a while, and click, the door swings open.
Breaking and entering. No wonder you want to keep this visit secret.
Yeah. So I taste the first bowl and it's too hot. It's scalded my tongue. But I'm not here because of my tongue. Anyway, I pour a bunch of milk into the second bowl, and it's way too cold and soupy. Yep. Then I go to the third bowl and pour in just a little milk.
And it was just right.
Too boring. Needed sugar. But I was starving, so I ate it anyway. Next, I decided to taste the joint. Check it out. There was this great big chair, all carved and polished. I sat in it, but it was too hard. Then there was this really cushy-looking one with embroidery doilies and stuff. But it was too soft. Then I saw this little chair, a rocker, and I sat in it.
And it was just right.
Piece of junk fell apart out from under me. Bruised my elbow on the armrest.
Nothing I can do about that. It's not a serious bruise and I should feel better in a couple days.
I won't come all the way here to show you a bruise.
Then please continue your story.
So here I am in this house and I get hurt twice in 2 minutes. I figure I've got to lay down before I go into shock or something. And it just so happens there are 3 beds in the next room.
3 bowls of porridge, 3 chairs, and 3 beds. I see.
The first one was too hard. The next one was too soft. The third one
Was just right.
Nah, it was filthy. Looked like someone with muddy paws had slept in it all winter. But hey, like I said, I need a place to crash. I slept in it for, about an hour, I guess. And I heard a noise in the other room.
What did it sound like?
Voices. One was real gruff, and I thought, uh-oh, I don't want to tangle with him. Another voice was all sickly sweet and soothing. And the third one was a high, squeaky voice. The kind that can peel paint off walls. They were muttering about the porridge and the chairs. I figured I'd better hightail it out over there before I got caught. I jumped out the window and took off.
An idea who they were?
Who cares? I got a free meal and a nap. Trouble is, that's not all I got.
You took something with you?
Yeah, lots of things.
You don't seem very happy about it.
Are you kidding? What's so great about fleas?
Please.
Must have been in that dirty bed. I'm crawling with them.
I see. I do have some disinfectant soap that should do the trick. Normally fleas don't stick with humans once they've washed up. I want you to go back home.
Home? I'm never going back there.
Do you want to live with fleas for the rest of your life?
No way. I can't let my friends see me like this.
So you need to go right home and take a hot shower. Use plenty of this soap. You'll take a medicine cabinet. You'll smell like a medicine cabinet for a day or 2, but that will get rid of the fleas. And no more running away.
Yeah.
And no more talking about your back to your elders, young lady.
Okay, I'm sorry already.
Yes, you are. You're the sorriest excuse for a fairy tale character I've seen in a long time. I just can't imagine what's happening to teens today.
Can I go now?
Yes, you may. Just remember, we can't all be princes and princesses and live in castles. But we must all do the best we can with what we've been given.
Yes, ma'am.
That's better. Now run along home, Goldilocks.
You know my real name?
I've been telling tales since before you were born. I knew you right off, but you're still a girl at heart. Only a good girl can make up such a silly name as Blondie Curls.
Don't tell my dad I was here, okay?
I told you this would be confidential, and I meant it. But if you ever get into real trouble, I'll need a parent's signature to give you treatment, and don't think an apple a day will keep me away.
I'll stay out of trouble, I promise. This was way too close for comfort.
Now get on home and take that shower.
I will.
Dr. Shibago could walk in at any time. Got to get this clinic organized. Nurse Gosling. Ah, there you are. Are you ready for Dr. Shibago's visit?
As ready as will ever be. Dr. Goose, at last, the charts are in order.
I think Dr. Shibago would be more interested in how we treat the patients and handle the emergencies than with our paperwork.
The clinic itself is in shambles. Only the files look tidy.
What's wrong now?
The three blind mice are stumbling around, bumping into the walls. They're so disoriented. Who'd have thought mice depended so much on their tails for balance?
I wish they'd been able to recover their tails. If they had gotten to me in time, I might have been able to attach them.
Being that they're as blind as bats, and the farmer's wife was after them with a carving knife, they're lucky they got out of her kitchen alive.
What else is wrong?
Georgie Porgy is trying to kiss all the girls again. If we don't keep him in quarantine, he'll give the chicken pox to everyone in the clinic.
That'd be a crime strain. Use restraint if you have to. He's got to stay in his room.
Yes, doctor.
Anything else?
Old Mother Hubbard brought her dog in the back door, thought it had a bone lodged in its throat. I performed the Hamlet maneuver. The dog's fine, but the floor needs to be mopped.
All right then. I'll look in the 3 blind mice and the 4 and 20 blackbirds. You get Georgie Porgy into a pumpkin shell and mop up after Old Mother Hubbard's dog. With any luck, we'll finish in time for Dr. Shivago's inspection.
Right. Oh no. Oh no.
Jill, what happened?
My young brother, Jack, that's what happened.
What's that on your brother's head?
A bucket.
Why doesn't he take it off? Is he embarrassed about a pimple on his nose? What did he say?
He said it's stuck.
It was another one of those.
I know, a freak accident. They happen all the time in Mercyland.
We were on our way up the hill to fetch a pail of water. It's one of those things you want to do when some goofball digs a well at the top of the hill instead of the bottom. Anyway, Jack was showing off as usual and tripped over a rock. First, he went down, then I came tumbling after as he was rolling down the hill. The pail somehow got stuck on his head. He was wearing a plastic crown, you know, the kind you used to get with the Happy Lunch at the London Bridge before it went under. Anyway, as near as we can figure it, the crown wedged itself tightly into his head and
Then it points into the bucket.
It's on there all right. Can you breathe?
What did he say?
He said yes. He just can't see where he's going.
I guess we could cut some eye holes for him and maybe one for his mouth so he can eat.
Wouldn't it be better to take the whole bucket off?
Sure, that's a second option. I guess, actually, I like your idea better. So, how are we going to get the pail off? When a lid is stuck on a jar, sometimes I wrap it on the counter, then it twists really hard. You're right. How about if we fill the bucket with soapy water and soak his head until it comes off and work out? It works for rings stuck on fingers. True. One more idea. We could get a power saw.
I think if we work with it, the crown will break off inside the bucket and free him. I'm sorry, Jack, but getting your head out of the pail is more important than saving your plastic crown.
You don't understand, Dr. Goose. Ever since the London Bridge fell down, those Happy Lunch crowns have been collector's items.
Why don't you and Jack put your heads together and discuss this? Either sacrifice the crown or get out a power saw. Well,
Break the crown, Doc.
all right then. I'm going to need everyone's help. Jill and Nurse Gosling, take Jack's legs. When I give you the signal, pull. I'll try to break out the pail loose. Jack, lie down on the bench. Oh, that's right. You can't see it. Nurse Gosling, please lead the patient over to the bench. Everyone ready? 1, 2, 3. Let's try it again. 1, 2, 3.
Oh dear. Another one of your freak accidents, Dr. Nurse?
Actually, there's a logical explanation.
I'd love to hear it sometime. Meanwhile, we have an appointment.
Yes?
We were just going to come along, Jack Jill. You the head doctor at Storybook Land Medical Center? That's right.
Quite an operation you've got there, Doc. Very impressive. My cousin Peter got some stitches after a run-in with a wolf. You did a good job.
Thank you.
Come on, sis. Let's see if we can fix my crown.
Leaving you alone, I have a few menial tasks to perform. Oh dear.
Sorry about the bucket.
It's just a case of being in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Would you care to sit down?
Thank you. I guess you know why I wanted to see you.
It's because of the accidents we keep having in nursing home. I do my best to prevent them with nursery rhyme characters aren't as carefully developed as fairy tale characters.
I understand, I really do. That's why I wanted to meet with you.
To close down my clinic?
To what?
You've come to close down my clinic because we aren't living happily ever after.
Whatever gave you that idea?
I just assumed, since you run a huge medical center with lots of resources, you'd assume you'd do a better job than I.
But that's not at all why I'm here.
And I want to tell you, you're right off. I'm not going to fight you. Your staff and equipment are far better than mine. I'll retire from medicine and go to law school.
Law school?
You'd be surprised how much crime there is in Nurseland. Name stealing tarts, slumlords, keeping large families, and shoes to lead to a dumb forever, getting into mischief. And somewhere out there is a crazed farmer's wife with a carving knife.
I have no idea.
So, if you want to close down the clinic, I'll not stand in your way.
Dr. Goose, I'm afraid there's been a terrible misunderstanding.
There has?
I don't want to shut your clinic down.
You don't?
Good heavens, no. I want you to help me set up a neighboring clinics all over Shorewood, just like yours here in the nursery road.
You do?
Yes, our large medical center is fine for specialized procedures and emergency surgery, but for day-to-day scrapes and bruises, there's nothing better than a small, friendly, personalized office like yours.
But I thought everyone was living happy ever after in storybook land.
Are you kidding? It's a madhouse over there. The Frog Prince needs daily treatments for his work. Cinderella steps in more glass than anyone I've ever seen. Rapunzel is clamoring for hair treatment.
Sounds just like Mercyland.
Worse, you have no idea how the Grimm brothers stories can get. Half of Hans Christian Andersen's tales are downright gruesome. To say nothing of the folk tales and fables we've got immigrating from all over the world.
You've got your hands full.
You said it.
Maybe if we work together, we can come up with some kind of medical system for all of our children's literature.
I hope so. I was talking to Dr. Doolittle about it just the other day. Something's got to be done. What do you say, Dr. Goose? Will you help me?
Of course.
Dr. Goose, it's code 1-2 buckle my shoe. Code 1-2 buckle my shoe?
That means an extreme emergency. What is it?
It's horrible. I'm going to be sick. I don't know how. It happened in he was up on the wall by the castle.
Who?
Humpty Dumpty. I've never seen anything so bad. All my life, and all the king's horses and all the king's men.
Where is he now?
Actually, he's all over the place. Actually, he's all over, Dr. Goose. Do something.
Stay calm. Give me a sponge bowl and 300 tubes of crazy glue. Stat.
Right.
I've got to go. I'm needed in Mercyland.
May I assist you, Dr. Goose? Dr. Goose? Now that's a doctor.